again, like you said, he was brilliant. He even said it. He said something the other day, and I heard him. It messed me up. The one dude, I guess the up in smoke or whatever. He told him just like this. He said, "If I met you off this phone, I'm the man." And the dude said, "No, you ain't playing." He said, "Yeah, how did you know, man?" And it's just in his way. That's the way. Just like he coming at you. He playing off the internet. That's all he doing. And he said he think everybody's playing.
And that's what his hat say. I think everybody's playing.
That's why I tell people, bro, and I started learning that. And it's not nothing against nobody. That's his niche. You know what I'm saying? So you
And
can't.
then a lot, you gotta understand, no matter what, a lot of the stuff he said and did, people, what I'm saying, especially like out the gang world in LA could, get offended by it. But now at the end of the day, and I'll tell anybody this, a lot of it is jealousy too though.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it's like, man, this man making all this money like this, talking this talk, and whoop, 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 whoop. And it's like, for instance, like they got a thing going on in LA now. They mad at this dude, DC Baby Draco. He from Oakland.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But my thing, I got a video on it. My thing is, okay, yeah, he from Oakland. Yeah, he getting a lot of content in LA. He getting a lot of money. And so now dudes keying in on him and they mad at him about it. But my thing is, why him? And when No Jumper been sitting around for the last how many years causing chaos and havoc in LA every day?
Come on, man.
This white man been getting away with murder.
Well, see, and this is what I was telling my son, and no disrespect to so my son, he from Canada. So when he came here, again, the betrayal of everything, they used to say it from the general point of view. And like you said again, they follow the Tommy Lees and the ones that do the documentary, they basically exploit us. And that's why I told him I'm gonna put him around some real reputable people because he don't understand. Like we fight for that because why is it that I can't come and sit down and do something with Tune where I'm gonna get backlash, but then but if I Adam 22 sit down, it's okay.
Right.
Everything
Yeah, exactly.
Vlad, you sat down with Vlad or been on Vlad and all the rest of them, you're not scrutinized or nothing like that. Versus if me and you sat down, oh man, why you do that? It's all about this the problem that I have, especially us as content creators. You can't limit me on what content is out there because everybody's walking content.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And like they say, content is king.
Yeah.
But like the part I keyed on, I have not seen nobody in the last 3-4 years that has caused more chaos in LA than No Jumper.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shootings, fightings, gang beat, indictments.
Yeah.
And he's been a puppet master for years. You know what I'm saying? Even to I ran away, man. The man tried to get me on the money. I said, no, other people. Some lady called me one time. Would you be willing? I said, no, listen, miss. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all again. I don't want nothing to do with No Jumper. Period.
Especially you being on there, he bring up all the politics.
And then, but like, some of the dudes that's mad at DC Baby Draco, they been on No Jumper.
Wow.
They been over there. Why they not mad at No Jumper?
Yeah.
All this junk this dude been causing, man. I've been speaking against that over and over and over. That's just the same as Poetic Flacco.
Yeah.
Man, Poetic Flacco done kept up so much junk and mess in LA. Ain't nobody said nothing. And I questioned him about it when I went on it wasn't Street TV, but it was another channel with Munchie B.
Yeah.
Poetic Flacco. And I asked Poetic Flacco about that. You know what I'm saying? And he, Poetic Flacco basically was like, as you say, content. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking on it. This, and this. So, you know what I'm saying? I went on to, kind of let him know, yeah, some of the stuff you be saying,
It's triggering.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people thought I was going to go in there and try to jump on him. I'm not with all that.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. I want to see, where you at, what's happening, what's going on.
Yeah. No, that's real shit, man. And that's why I said again, that's why in 2025 stuff got to start changing, bro. We got to do something different. It's odd, especially 2026, it's our year to combine and bring this content together, man. Like I said, when you tell us about stuff that you doing, you got to go to the A. We ain't gonna say now, you let the world wait for it. But, you're making some pretty, you're making moves, and again, you're doing it in your way.
Right.
Ain't nobody forced you to do it. You're not coming out of your comfort zone. And I think that's where, like you said again, you had to hit a reset button. Like you say, you find yourself doubling back, going back to the same way or doing the same when you already put in the work.
Man, you know what? I'm sitting in my living room. I'm sitting in my living room and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, my mama went to her grave feeling some type of about her feeling that I put Avalon ahead of the family. And the cold part about it, I can't deny it, I did. You know what I'm saying? I gave my all in all to that set. I gave my all in all to the streets, man. And for what?
So, question I got for you, I hate to cut you off, and for a lot of young folks, why did you feel so much of a strong commitment to do that? Now, when you sit back as a man,
I can give it to you.
Your mama told you all that.
I can answer that.
Elaborate.
I can answer that one. It was a family to me. You know what I'm saying? Us growing up in LA at that time, in a single parent home, me and my mama always wasn't on a good relationship. We always didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? And because of the strife and struggles that I was going through at home with my mother, I was the only dude. You know, my sisters and her. You know, it's like I felt they had turned against me. It's really, she kind of pushed me to the streets, you know? Because I'm like, man, you know, don't nobody here love me. Don't nobody here care nothing about me. I'm finna go find love in the streets.
That's what I was telling my son.
And when I got to the homies, you know what I'm saying? At that time, you know, my homies never told me they hate me. At that time, my mama did. My homies had never spit on me. At that time, my mama did. My homies had never told me they wish I was never born. At that time, my mother did. So, you know, all my love, everything in me, you know, I'm a young 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid. I took to them. Yeah. And when I got it from them and embraced them, I took it wholeheartedly. This was my family. This was my all in all.
No matter how dysfunctional it might have been,
exactly.
It was an acceptance, and that's all you wanted.
That's right. Moms would put me out. I was able to go live with my homie in his grandmama's house. She put me out again. I was able to go live with this homie. So then I started going to jail at such an early age. I took that mentality to jail to YA with me, and it just stuck. So now by the time I'm getting older and older and older, mentally I wasn't getting older and older. Mentally I'm still stuck in a child's place, in a child's mindset. You know what I'm saying? This is my family. These are my homies. This is who I love, you know? And so as I got older, you know, it started, you know, me and my mama relationship started getting a little bit better. It started changing, but by the end, the damage was done, you know?
So you, at this time, you basically, even though you building and mending that relationship, did you feel like as you were mature and growing and basically you moved up in the ranks in the game that now you had exactly what you wanted, because now you went from seeking it to then people seeking you to have their approval the same way. So you end up having a bunch of people you identified with the same people that were seeking. You see what I'm saying? Like, as you were seeking for love, and then when you moved up in the ranks, then you got that empty void feeling that people were seeking just to get close to you. You know what I'm saying? Just to get up under your wing and for them to be up under your, you know, under your tutelage. And that's really crazy.
In a way, that's true too. And in the way it was, that's true. But now, one thing I will say, I got diagnosed as a sociopath at a young age, and I didn't even know what a sociopath was.
Right.
You know, we all
they be passing that out.
Yeah. we all got different mindsets, and that game thing had gotten me so tough, homie. I could say at one time I kind of really lost my mind with it. It's all I knew, it's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I was on some seek and destroy. I would get out Monday, and Monday night I'm already doing drive-by. The same day I was out, you know.
You ready for the shit blast.
I mean, can't really prove that.
Yeah,
So,
allegedly,
allegedly, I guess. So you
no
know,
one got hurt.
And it's like this is what I was when them youngsters say TTG train to go.
Yeah.
This is how my older homies train me. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, okay, who we don't get along with? Where they at? You know, like a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah.
And like I said, I would never stay out of jail long enough.
Wow.
I would get out. So, you know, if I'm staying out 2 weeks, a month and a half, 2 months, I'm going. I'm running with this.
So can I ask you something? When you did that, and let's go back to the seeking thing, because you were out, and you was out, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to transition to civilian, being a civilian, but you're still ready to go. Question was, did you felt like, boom, I need to put in this work? And then also, was you not saying you was excited, but you couldn't wait to get back to jail to tell the homies what you did out there? Was it ever
I can say with me, I was on some. I couldn't wait to put in the work. As far as waiting to get back to tell the homies, I wasn't even really tripping on what they was thinking in jail. I just wanted to put the work in, you know. But now I will say, I became institutionalized the first time I ever went to juvenile hall.
Wow. Okay.
When I got out, this ain't no lie, because it's a trip that you said that. When I got out, I stayed in there about 2 weeks. And when I got out, I can honestly say I wanted to go back in there with the homies.
See, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I wanted to go back with the homies. I went to doing stuff and didn't care if I got caught, because I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna go back in there where everybody at anyway.
I know everybody.
I know everybody. You know what's cool in there. I'm in there repping the set, and we fighting, we doing all this. I'm like, shoot. And it was like, I took the jail like a fish to water. I never had no misgivings about going to jail. It never made me no difference. I remember one time I'm laid up with a girl, and I've been out about a month and a half. And you know when you stop lifting weights, you start getting a little softer. And so the girl was like, baby, your chest getting soft. You gonna start lifting weights? I said, no. I say, shoot, I'll be going back to jail in a minute anyway. I'll finish then. You know?
You say, I ain't tripping. I'm gonna get
I'm going back anyway sooner or later. When I would get out there, my sister told me one time, she said, how long you gonna be here before you go back home? I'm like, shoot, you know me, a couple of weeks, a month or something, you know, I don't know, I just take it as it comes. And I was being real about it.
Right, but it never rests. That's just, they actually concerned, but they didn't want to say nothing to you. Because like you said, because like you said, the penitentiary is just a crime.
Right.
You was on go. If you was a Navy SEAL, you would probably be a top Navy SEAL.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a trip because my youngest sister, me going to jail really saved her life.
Wow.
My sister under me, Zena, you know, she was caught up in the rapture with me. She from H.R. Hoover. Okay. And you know, but my youngest sister was watching us, and like I want to do what they do.
Wow.
And so when I started going to jail, she was like 8, 9, 10, something like that. Now that we out the way, my mama was able to get her and reshape and mold her because she wanted to be like me and the other sister.
Yeah.
So, you know, she went the total other path.
When they go back to you and what you're doing is, people don't know this, a lot of people know the Bible says that you will suffer for the sins of your fathers 3 and 4 generations. So what you're doing is you're breaking that generational curse. You're saying, and here's the thing about it, and you know this, you say, you know, you done got to the point, you done hustle for your first name. Your first name is engraved in the street. But it's a good thing when you get older, you hustle for your last name. You want to be known as Mr. Your last name.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a trip you said that when you said growing up. I did a video yesterday, and it was called I was holding up a blue rag, and it was called what is Drop Your Flag? Because I see that in the statements a lot.
I saw that.
And I say, you know, I told him, I say, you know, what do you mean drop your flag? How about naming it growing up? You know what I'm saying? You talk about, because people would get in the comments, too, you drop your flag. That's not a California term. That's a Chicago term.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, they don't use that. Now, they starting to use it in LA. You know, Chicago be doing a lot of stuff, and it influences LA nowadays. But, you know, we never grew up talking about you drop your flag and all that. So now when people would say it, I would start calling around like, man, what does that mean, drop your flag? And when they would tell me what it meant, I'm like, nah, okay. So I did the video yesterday. I said, nah, drop your flag. How about saying you grew up? Because if that's the case, every set in LA has hundreds of dudes that have so-called, as they quote unquote, dropped their flag. Homies that old enough, they older now. They don't even come around no more. They don't come to set days. They don't do nothing no more. They with their wife and kids. They ain't going up out their business.
That's totally understood without having to go around and use that term.
Yeah, drop your flag.
It's almost like you're giving up, and like, you know you're moving forward.
But you know what though? My antics in the last 8 years has put me in a catch-22 situation for people to say that, because, you know, to be honest with you, before I jumped into this YouTube stuff, Fire Travel, I wasn't on the map like that in social media.
No, it was
you know
not.
what I'm saying? I've had people say, you know, that say they ain't never heard of it until me, you know? And so boom, when I got on social media, I put it on the map in the social media world But now I was always at my set days. You see me partying, you see me crip walking, you see me doing this, doing that. So now people not looking at me as a 61-year-old man. They looking at me as my little homies. Back, I'm out there gang banging. And that's how they see me. So then to go through 6, 7, 8 years of that, and then for me to pop up one day and say, "Hey man, I'm through." There's a lot of people like, "What?
What are you doing, man?" Like,
Yeah,
we was all in just
exactly.
We was cracking
exactly. And a lot of them forget how old I am. You know what I'm saying? They look at me like I'm one of the youngsters because I'm out there doing what the youngsters do.
Yeah.
So you know.
What do you? So I don't like what you said there, because again, people don't realize everything shifts the same within a 5 to 7 year frame, like car or whatever. In that 5 to 7 years, what made you? Because I know, like you said, it wasn't overnight, and you told me the story about. But what truly started to make you a shift? Was it a year, 2 years ago?
You know what? Me and my sister was talking about that. What it was, the person I'm becoming now, I probably would have became this person years ago if I ever would have stayed out long enough to become it. You know what I'm saying? I never stayed. The longest I ever stayed out of jail in my life was 4 months.
Seriously?
That's it? Yes, that's the longest. Until now, the longest I ever stayed out was 4 months. I got out and stayed 2 weeks, a month and a half, 3 months, a month. I would get out, and the last time I was out, when I got out in 96, I got out of Pelican Bay, I stayed 4 months. Went to Alabama, caught the case, I've been there ever since. Now I've been out going on 8 years, so now I've been out long enough now to find out who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me being older.
Yeah.
How many years you been out now?
Going on 8.
Oh, just 8? Yeah, I've been out 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Transition.
But then he said that sounded like when I was staying in LA and going to the county. You get out, get caught with a pistol, get out next day, get caught jammed up the next night. You go back, sit up 2, 3 weeks, get out, stay out a week or two, go right back. You know what I'm saying? That
2 of the times I
to go
went
to
back
penitentiary
to jail,
like that though, that's
2
wild
times.
work.
But see, that's the difference in the years though. I was able, look, back in the 80s, I was able to go to the pen twice before I got 5 years, and both times I went for armed robbery.
And they wouldn't get no time like that back then. They ain't doing that. They wasn't doing that.
They gave you 18 months. You could do a year county lid, or go to the pen, do 9 months. Come back again. They give you the second time 5 years. You do 2.5 years and get out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas now, you can, the same cases we was catching back then.
You right back.
Now they get washed for it. You know? They
because
got
that's what they
gang
passed.
enhancements
But
and all
then
that.
they started. What year was that? I want to say like, what was the last year they did the sweep? About 88, 89? Remember they used to do the 6-month sweeps?
I don't know. I was
When they was taking everybody. Oh yeah, you was gone. When they was taking everybody to the Coliseum. You ain't never heard about that? When they used to go round everybody up, and then they was doing all that, man, just locking people. They do it every 6 months.
Only time I remember
They were taking everybody to the Coliseum and booking you in because it was so many people they was picking up. They couldn't go downtown.
I wasn't hip to that. I remember.
Oh yeah, you missed that then.
In '84, when the Olympics came to LA,
They was swooping then. Yeah, they was swooping then. They was doing it after that too.
See, I didn't know. I thought they were just doing it because they wanted to get everybody out the way for the Olympics.
Yeah, they did. They cleaned it up. But then after that, they still did it a little while. And then after that, they just slowed down. Every now and then, like, they'll come and just scoop people up. Crash and just catch who they can catch. You know what I'm saying? They'll just come through.
I got a question for you. What you think, how long you think, because again, you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, after 21, right? So at the same time, what do you think going to happen to your man, Crip Mac? Who you think Crip Mac? Remember Crip Mac? Do you think he'll ever be able to transition to come? Because again, he came out, and him being who he was, 5 years, he also put them on the map.
Yeah, he put them on the map.
So
with him, I've always liked him.
I did.
I
he
did
a promo for me.
I did interviews with him. I used to call him on the phone.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I said it money.
Yeah.
And so when he gets out, now we know, he ain't, he might not, mentally, he might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Facts.
His downfall has always been the people that he's had around him.
Yeah.
You know, if he gets somebody that can guide him and won't try to cheat him and beat him and use him,
Yeah.
he can really blow up because when he touched down, people gonna flock to him. It's like when my son Jet 5 get out, people gonna flock to him. You know what I'm saying?
For your son, yeah, I done heard a bunch about your son.
Yeah,
all
so
over
the
Y'all share the video.
Yeah, the thing with Crip Mac, if he got the right people around him, he could really get him some money. He's
Yeah.
gonna be able to really get him some money, man.
And you know who gonna try to go get him first? Shit, Adam Po.
Oh, he already know.
Yeah, he gonna try to run him down
See
fast.
how your boy did him, China Mac did all that till he started exposing when he went overseas. Now
Right.
he making money overseas.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
he got his own.
That's what all of them did. They used him.
Yeah.
Even the dudes from his turf, they was using him, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm like, oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought maybe what you thought about that, knowing the fact that, man, he has so much potential. Like you said again, you being, and the same thing like the full action, like you said, with Adam and all them, it's like they tap into abuse
Yeah,
the culture.
yeah.
Exploit
Now,
it.
Fo Extra woke up at the end.
Yes, he did.
He woke up at the end. He told,
Damn,
he told Adam, man, go on about your business. And you see, he got that 50 racks from Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross gave him that money.
He
Aiden
did?
gave
Yeah.
Tom. I
You didn't know that?
No, I
Nah.
didn't know Aiden was
Oh,
going
man,
to
When he get? Oh, so he did an interview with Aiden Ross?
You know, they got cool.
Yeah,
They
What?
hanging out together. Yeah, they got cool.
Man.
Hey, bro, if you see that video with Fo Extra, he and that Hellcat.
Yeah.
That's how he bought that. Yeah, Aiden Ross gave him that 50 racks.
Damn.
Yeah, he
That's
got
on
him
the
money.
low side. I didn't know that.
That's some G. That's G right
Yeah.
there.
And you supposed to do that because, like I said again,
It was on the internet.
and you know, your boy had the audacity. That's why I said I can't stand him like like the Vladimirs and shit to get on there and they say, well, we not supposed to pay you that much money.
Oh,
Why you supposed to make all the money? You can't make all the money off of my name. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And only put $1,000 on the man's book, bro.
But Liz, I'm gonna show you something. We didn't know this at the beginning, right? We didn't know none of this. Now, just if you know or not, a lot of people don't know. Trademark your name
You can.
right now. Just trademark. See, if you trademark your name, look.
He tried to trademark the word Crip, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. He tried to trademark. He tried
thought
to
that was
trademark.
he can't do it because Big U and them did it.
I thought Big U
Okay.
and them did
They did
Well,
it.
the
They
I
did
didn't
it.
know.
They
Okay,
did
I
the
didn't
Crip
know that.
LLC.
Yeah.
But I'm
Okay.
saying right now, if you was to trademark your name and your image right now, can't nobody never use. Everybody that put you on a video, use your name, they gotta pay you.
Now that's
Yeah.
what Crip Mac need to do.
Yeah.
That's what he need to do.
So somebody need to get him while he there, trademark his name and all
Need
have
to go and reach out. and
get
him
all the
saved.
paperwork done, set it up, and just get him to sign
He
it.
really do.
Yeah, sign it and all of that, and trademark his name.
And where you going, man, that would have been crazy. Imagine if you had him and you was able to, because
It would go crazy.
it would go
It's
crazy.
gonna go crazy. We gonna go get that boy.
And I see, because remember, Charleston tried to get him and give him some game.
Yep, he did.
You know, but it was, it was just too
Too late.
controversial.
And it was too late.
It was too late. But he tried to give him some game.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I told Neighborhood Real, I was like, man, we got to do some more stuff, man, to get together some interviews. I got a lot of questions, and I'd rather tap in and ask you questions about stuff like this instead of getting into all that. Because again, like I said again, that's deep to me that you saying something powerful 4 months. Because again, people don't realize you supposed to be a statistic. You ain't supposed to never get out. You only spend 4 months of your life. That's crazy to me. In your earlier days, and I got people that's just like that.
That's what when I say it, people like, what? I did.
The other charge, battery charge.
I'm on.
You still on?
Yeah, I'm on.
I'm talking about I got.
Yeah, he got choice. He new to the game. He don't know. He don't know to bring extra batteries.
Right.
I got an extra battery.
Do what they need me for. I'm gonna be everybody manager, man.
That's
So
what I
you'll be
said.
the.
I
I'm gonna be
told
the
you
sound
I
guy.
was
I'm gonna be the camera and sound guy because I gotta keep
And
y'all
you
in
can teach
pocket.
my son how to do that stuff.
Man, cause everything got to be live, man. You got to be able to have all the utensils. You see what
he
what I'm
got
doing?
managers.
I'm plugged in.
Got it, he got
Yeah,
it.
man. He got
You still be talking to Britannia?
She on here right now.
Oh, okay.
She on here right
Oh,
now.
you live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You was live.
Yeah,
Salute
yeah.
to everybody, man. Salute to
What's up, man?
David.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know he was live.
I told you what I say. I've been waiting for finna
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna hit the
Yeah,
button
right, right.
because I didn't want because
Y'all
you don't
hit that
need
like
that.
button,
Right.
man.
Yeah, that didn't need to be in
Y'all
the
about to witness
atmosphere.
something in the
But
making,
yeah,
man.
she,
We about to do something big here.
yeah, she helped me a lot. She finna help me with
Salute
the
Britannia.
with the non-profit and all that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm working on. That's why I said I'm gonna talk to you about some stuff because I got some stuff I'm working on, especially like I said. And my homeboy, neighborhood met him. He's probation parole here in Birmingham.
Okay.
So he yeah. We gonna talk about some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hey, where your food
but-
at?
and y'all make sure y'all hit that
It's-
like
it's
button,
in the
man.
cup.
We at the Cheesecake Factory today.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I wouldn't lie when y'all finished talking about that other issue.
Yours look almost like how mine gonna look.
Yeah. Boy, they're nice.
What's that, black beans on the end?
Yeah. You mess with them black beans?
No, I ain't never
What?
been able to get a hold of them right.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you who make them. Go to Uncle Julio's,
Uncle Julio.
to Mexican food place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they be having them. You got to go to them authentic mom and pop like restaurants.
Right,
You'll
right.
catch them when they make them good.
Now,
I ain't never had them
when I go
here.
to Buc-ee's and get the veggie burritos, they put them in the veggie burrito.
Oh yeah. At the Buc-ee's? Oh yeah, for sure.
Got your chicken tenders on the way.
All right, thank you.
Let me see if they did something with them.
We'll get you another price tag.
Yeah, you ain't never ate them here?
What, black beans?
Yeah.
No, I don't eat food with them if I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they all right.
If they put them in there,
They all right. They working with something. Nigga say I gotta get that Buc-ee's one day. Blood. Sit motherfucker down. Yeah, put a little weight up in that boy. Put a little weight up in there. Hold it still. All right.
that's the only thing they get me about here. They give you these to wipe your mouth and hands with.
Mhm.
I be wanting to paper towel. Thank you, miss.
You're
You don't
welcome.
have extra napkins?
Yeah, no bad.
Like paper towels? Yeah. I'm the same way.
Damn, I must have left it there.
What you need?
Double rib?
Well, I got this, but I thought I had.
Extra sauces or anything?
No, not yet.
Let me get what was that? Chipotle sauce?
Chipotle sauce?
Yeah.
Chipotle mayo?
Yeah, mayo.
So you got everybody on there. I ain't got it. I can't believe I'm right there. We left all my shit. Hanging around with neighborhood.
Yeah, man. Y'all share the video. We in a real conversation, man. We trying to share some real knowledge. We out to lunch. This what we supposed to be doing. All the way in Birmingham. So where we at?
We at the Cheesecake Factory in Birmingham, Mount Brook to be exact. Chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
On some grown man stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. You gotta take that. I'll mute it.
That's damn likely.
Oh, yeah, that's scam likely a fool. Yeah, we just on some regular conversation, man. Yeah. Y'all share the video because we talking about some real stuff. People need to hear this. We talking about elevation. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, walking in our spirituality. And yeah, we talking about putting some business together and go get Crip Mac and go make some money. And anybody else who want to make some money and have a real conversation. This a business meeting. We had a business meeting right now. This is what the executives do. We get together, we sit down, and we talk over lunch.
That's real.
Yeah. We talk over lunch and make business deals. You gotta reach a real plateau, you understand me, to interact with certain type of individuals. And I ain't saying nobody can't do it, but at the end of the day, you still gotta have a certain type of level of interaction and some credibility behind your name.
You seem like you got some gumbo, huh?
think I got that gumbo, that shrimp. and
Oh, it
chicken.
is gumbo. Okay.
That must say I don't like my new job. I don't like my new job either.
Who was that?
Somebody named Timothy Hogan.
Oh,
I feel you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's some more napkins. Everything good, gentlemen?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. They had broccoli in that.
No, avocado,
Hey, I should have got that.
cucumber, mushrooms.
Yeah, I
I
should
meant to
have got
tell
that.
her leave the mushrooms off.
The mushroom good for you though.
They nasty.
yeah, said the-
But that Korean chicken be jumping so hard, it's so crunchy and crispy.
Yeah. That wasn't all spicy.
I ain't been on live in so long.
I ain't been on it about a year.
I ain't been on it in a long time.
I ain't been on it so long. I tried to go live the other night.
Nobody was on that.
No, they started popping in, but it wouldn't monetize for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that was about.
Be monetized. I guess. I don't see that. I know.
I ain't monetized.
I know I am.
You can see I can go left on this boy. I ain't monetized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking crazy here. In case y'all tuned in late, you know it's me, Neighborhood Real.
Salute.
We're in the building with Big Cross and Big Tony, aka Cartoon. We talking spirituality, business, and yeah, we elevating YouTube.
Right.
Share it out. Send it to the haters. Send it to our haters. Everybody that don't like us, so join in. Yeah, the more haters we got, the more views we can get.
They're real.
Yeah, we need y'all haters. We need to tune in, please.
Bad as hell.
Yeah, where they at?
That's why I used to tell people all the time when I was going live and they was like wanted a wrench.
Yeah.
I said no. Kick them off for what? I say that's another person in my life.
Yeah, we need. We giving out free interviews. We not even charging.
At all.
We ain't charging nothing. Just call me. I'm gonna interview. I'm in Alabama. Have gun will travel. That's what they say.
The neighborhood real be everywhere.
We pulling up for real live interviews.
Shit, I stay outside. Yeah, I'm like a light pole. Yeah, I'm like a light pole. No, really. No, I ain't this. I'm always outside. But this ain't bad right here, bro.
They got it. Now see, once you mix it up, and now it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was like, nah, I'm glad I didn't get that.
Yeah. That ain't that bad.
Nah,
Man, they gotta be blocking me, guys. No way I ain't got nobody that came.
they tuned in. They know you over here.
I don't even like this YouTube. I don't understand. But thank God for shorts too. I make about three, 4.
We gonna make some shorts out of that.
Yeah, I am. Make about 3, 4 stacks out there, boy. Boy, they get you.
I tell people all the time. I say, man, the shorts would count.
What?
I say, I'm gonna document everything. This ain't number 30, 40 seconds. Put it up there.
Yeah, put it up
And what
there.
I like about it is, it's not like a regular video where you can get the first 30 or 40 seconds free.
Right.
Everything
Everything
short,
off
they
the rip.
got to click in if they want to see what it's talking about.
Yeah, see, I do one like my last few ones that hit in the millions. So yeah, I got about right now. I think on mine, and my total views since 2022 like 66 million. But then that just came again. That came from off the shorts. So when I was going live and stuff, being monetized, it was cool. And shit, once I started doing the shorts and monetized, I was like, man, fuck being up on the view. When I can just put up shorts, I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing other stuff besides being on there. And then
Like
I've
I've had a few people, they were like, you ain't get no views no more. But once I gave my life to God, they started talking a little different.
yeah,
Smoking weed and smelling.
I probably me. Allegedly.
Yeah. My views went like his ear. I'm talking about, and like I tell other people, if you ain't talking about no foolishness, people ain't gonna click in. They don't want to hear it unless you talk about some mess.
Yep.
I'm just now getting to the point, here it is 3-4 months later, to where my views starting to come back up just a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, like I pointed to my plaque, and I'm like, man, my relationship with God come before that plaque, every day. You know what I'm saying? If don't nobody listen to me, if everybody leaves, God ain't gonna leave me.
What was the girl say?
I ain't got no glasses, I can't see it.
What's you say? It's good to see you three each other. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Who is that?
I'm saying you.
Oh,
Thank you, thank
what's
you, I
up,
appreciate
Brent?
it. What up, Brett? Salute to you.
Yeah, got shut video out.
Salute to you for keeping Mr. Tony straight. yeah, keeping the cartoon straight.
She my manager.
Now what's up?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Someone be my manager. Forget her.
I might have to talk to Brett and tell her I might need a manager.
Someone be my manager.
I got a bunch of stuff going on right now.
She got so many connections, homie. It don't even make. I don't even know how she meet these people, but she got connections out of this
She
world.
hustling there.
Yeah, and she
hustling.
move around. She'll get on that phone and call people, set up interviews, do all type of stuff. She be
That's what's
working.
up.
That won't send me a free sample of meals when I'm out on the road from Buffalo Wild Wings. With your stingy ass.
There's his neighborhood real.
Yeah, stingy as hell.
That's funny.
Same thing. Where you at? Let me just DoorDash you a sample. You know I be out on the road hungry.
Yeah, neighborhood real trying to put all these meetings together. You gotta watch out for him. He can shoot night at this game. He trying to put these meetings together right now.
I ain't gonna lie. Look,
We looking for 607 month.
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, this is crazy, Sarah.
Yeah.
After about a month, a month or two, back when we was really going at it with Loco and all that.
Yeah.
Look, after about a month of watching it, I say, dude, well, I'm not fooling with him. It ain't so bad.
Nobody.
I'm glad I let you trick me. That trick bag, he ain't to be played with. This man is a surgeon.
Yeah. I would goddamn you tell you how you in ICU. Skin up. What Denzel say? I'm surgical with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it up to 10.
You got some people up in there?
No, they zero. They shot him. I'm not gonna shout him.
Oh, you shot a man.
Yeah.
It's still gonna shake though.
Yeah, I know. But I choose to take mine out. I'm gonna chop it, like you say, chop it up and put on my shorts. Cause I can get about 10, 15,000.
And the cool thing about it, man, they a shadow bang, and you don't even know you shadow bang.
I'm going now because I ain't doing like, look, man, I got 60,000 subscribers, bro. Ain't
He ain't got nobody in there.
nobody that.
You closed for business.
Oh, man.
He closed for business, y'all.
If I take a short and slap that bitch up, do an upload it.
There you go.
There you go.
That boy do 700.
Yeah.
That's my meal for the day.
Yeah, mine too. We don't have no alcohol beverages over here. We all square.
At the pool table.
Square as hell.
Oh, no wonder. I'm shadow band. I was on the KrossYaHeart one. I put some on my club podcast.
No, you don't know
Oh,
one.
man. I'm glad like, that.
Yeah, you on Facebook tripping.
No.
Yeah, you going live on Facebook. Don't even know it.
With my short one. These are my short ones. These are my low end ones. See, my numbers didn't fail because of my short. But I mean, she's starting to go down.
On the KrossYaHeart?
Yeah, there's some. I mean, I still average 23. It pulls out 25 right now. She's at 812, but my other one.
And I found myself, I like watching shorts better than I do the video. Yeah, the shorts be real quick and snappy. It's one dude. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's one dude on YouTube. There's two of them. I like. That's that boy. Too Gangster for YouTube.
Oh no.
You ain't never heard of him? Oh man, I like him. I don't know what he look like. I just like his videos. And the other dude, Paperboy News.
I heard that.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of him either.
I heard that.
Paperboy News?
Paperboy
Nah,
News.
never heard of him.
I thought they were the same dude at first, but I think they different. They don't nobody know what they look like. I think one of them Mexican, the way he sound. But yeah, they just do little quick stuff about what's going on in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, two of the times that I went back to jail, I went for something I didn't even do.
Damn.
Yeah, when I got out in '82,
Yeah.
I was out 2 weeks and went back for a robbery that one of my homeboys did. But the police locked me up for it. I just went on and went back. It was like,
Yeah. Ain't no sense in messing with it.
yeah. And the cold part about it, they knew I didn't do it. They told me, they like, man, we're gonna lock you up. You're a bad influence. You should have stayed in white. I'm like, yeah, all right.
There it is. That was my money. I took a little money. Yeah, I was like, right over some
We're back.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna see what this gonna do.
They're gonna do numbers.
So your whole other line is just gone.
Nah, he had on another channel.
I'm a free phone channel.
I'm saying, but I'm saying, will you be able to retrieve it?
Yeah.
And put it? Oh, you probably put it up as a video then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do is put it on list and
Make shorts.
Yeah, but download it, chop it up. Just 10 minutes.
That's right there. I'm finna do something I ain't got no business doing. I'm finna get this cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, I thought you trying to eat one time. I'm gonna eat good. If I'm going to eat, I'm eating good and get it over with.
Oh yeah, well you ain't eating over a day though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, man, what is that? A banana?
Like pineapples.
Plantain.
Oh, yeah, them.
That was a banana, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fried banana.
So you into that Jamaican food?
Yeah.
Man, that shit good. That fried banana be so good.
Into that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I say, me going to gym, it saved my little sister. Now she's a regional director over the parole system in Cali. Yeah.
That's what's up.
All right. She getting retired now. She been doing it a while. Let me show you something. She went to go get the job with the Fed. She went to be an FBI agent. I was in the pen. She was telling me about it.
Yeah.
And the FBI, they gonna do an expensive background check. I'm talking about expensive. And they called her into the office one day, and they slid a file across the desk to her. She was telling me they slid a file across the desk to her, and she was trying to be a field agent. And she said the director dude told her, yeah, open it up. She opened it up, and the first thing she seen was a big picture of me.
That's crazy.
And she said that she looked up at the dude, and the director dude told her, he said, look, she said, yeah, that's my brother. He asked her, did you and him grow up in the same house?
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's
You wanna
great.
take the plate?
But see, you gotta, like you said again, I can only imagine.
Get the
If
plate
you
up.
was like you say you get out that same day, then you on the hunt.
And this is what my mother was mad about. I would get out.
You probably didn't see her till later on that evening.
Man, come on, I thought
already
you
know
knew,
what you
man.
talking. I already know.
Mhm.
Man,
I've been
we'd
there.
get to the house, and as soon as my feet hit the ground, I'm out the back door.
I'm out.
Trying to get to the park. and she wouldn't even see me till late that night or the next day.
Or if she heard about you and went to jail.
She heard about that, and I didn't know it was breaking her heart. All I knew, I wanted to go to South Park.
That part.
I didn't know it was breaking her heart.
So you think at any time, I mean, even though everybody's programming politics, at any time did you ever have one of your OGs tell you don't need to do this?
No, you gotta look. I came up in a different era. In the era I come up in, you know, gangbanging was a, you know what I'm saying, it was what we did. See, that's what I tell all the time. Gangbanging in LA, it's not a pastime, it's not a fad. In different states, it becomes a fad and a pastime and this and that. But in LA, it's our culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we grew up into. It's like a rite of passage. And especially in my generation, what nobody like, for instance, like in the generations now, you see dudes going to work. Everybody got a job now. Everybody doing this and that. When I was coming up, we did not work. Our job was to be in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When nobody think about going, OG homies was always there in the park, you know, making us fight, having us do this and that. Whereas now, older homies in the hood, they going to work. They got to go to work. They got to do make their kids and all this and that. So you know, the whole demographic has changed. So when I was coming up, wasn't nobody talking about don't bang. No, they were talking about what you waiting on. You ready to get put on the set?
Yeah.
So you say you get out there, and you get up in the morning, the OG's already outside.
Oh yeah, man. Well, we get to the park, they already out there drinking.
Like they been there, spent the night in the park.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
They spent the night at the park.
Lifting weights and, you know what I'm saying, telling us we ain't gonna do stuff as them. You know,
Say,
punching on us in the chest and all that old crazy man.
hey, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit. And they used to get out, them homies be getting out from the pen. I remember one time we go to the homie house in the backyard. It's about 8 OGs, like the OG niggas all fresh out. They back there got the curl ball, got the 35s on the curl ball, passing it around. Everybody doing 11, passing it. Come on up in here, homie. I said, I don't work out, man. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah. Get on over there. Walked over there curling, and they were talking about, you better lift it, nigga. I'm gonna knock your mother. And they put your finger right there. Look, they put your finger in your chest. You gotta come. Man, I left from back there. I told them, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. They like, man, all right, go back to the bathroom, come back. Go in the house, went right out the front door. But, hey, I drove home like this. But no arms wasn't even straightened out. Boy, I curled that one so many times. I was like, man, now go back there, we looking over the fence. Oh yeah, I ain't going back there. They working out. No, I ain't going back there.
What happened to me one time when I got out, I'm young, first time getting out. I'm with me in the park one night. Older homies there, so one of my G homies tapped me, tried to hand me some weed.
Yeah.
Now I don't, you know, anybody know me? They know I don't smoke weed, drink, I don't do nothing. What I did was just natural.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
He was just a natural crazy motherfucker.
He's like, man, you ain't gonna smoke with the big homie. I'm like, man, you don't smoke that stuff, man. You hit it once. The whole time it's a lovely joint.
Ooh.
And I don't know it, you know, that's
Zooted out.
It been dipped in that shirt.
Zoodabang.
Man, I hit that thing twice just so the homie would leave me alone.
Oh,
And boy, look here.
That was that weed.
It took me on a ride.
I took him like smoking.
Yeah, nigga dripping.
Man,
Dripping wet.
I ran to the people's house across the street, ran all of them out the house, locked the door, was peeking through the curtains. They in the front yard telling my homie, well, y'all get him, well, who is that?
Yeah.
Like, he gonna be all right, we gonna get him out. They come out. I'm like, no. Come on.
Full of that Zoodabang.
Yeah, he stayed in his crib.
Yeah. They be wet, boy. That wet man had him doing some crazy stuff.
Look, years and years later, we in 4800, we in the crib module. So, you know, we clowning over the tier. Now, all these years later, so I'm clowning my homeboy Warlock. He like, I bagged on him about something. He like, yeah, I wasn't the one kissing Lisa. Kissing who?
Oh, shit.
It was a girl named Lisa. She was from Broadway, though.
Yeah.
She used to be in the park, but now she done ate up everybody in the 50s.
Oh, damn.
Man, that man told me I was kissing her that night.
Oh,
Man, I just got off the bar.
You get this plate.
I don't even want to talk no more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy work.
You got this again, wait. Everybody knows Scam Likely.
Mm-hmm. Scam Likely for real.
Wow, that's crazy work, though, bro. Like I said, you got a whole different story. So my thing was, so when you went in there. So how when you finally went in there, how old was you when you finally went in there?
In the wire or prison?
In prison.
When I first went to prison, I think I was what, 22?
Okay.
I thought that was my phone. My phone say the same
You
thing.
already know.
But check in.
Salute, boss man. What's up with you? What's
You
up
gotta
with
check
you, man?
in.
We just over here chilling, man. Me.
No, I got a real question though. I got a real question. Let's go all the way back. So if we can redo this, because me and you in the same position, we both lost our mothers, right? So if you could go back, and after all this being said, if your mom could come right now, what would you tell her about all of that?
You know what I'm saying?
About all the antics and how you feel about it
You
now?
already know how I do. We trying to get to this money.
Basically, I take it as if you're saying, if I could, would I do it over?
Nah. I'm saying if she could come now, if you could talk to her right now about going through all that, what would you tell her now about where you was at and how you got here?
The first thing I would do is I would apologize to her.
Right.
For putting my neighborhood ahead of her. Ahead of her and my family. You know what I'm saying? That would be the first thing. I would apologize to her for that. I would explain, we had this conversation before she passed, she would come visit me when I was in the pen and stuff, and we got back cool, I'm sitting in the visiting rooms talking and stuff. And we had that conversation when I told her, I said, well, mama, you pushed me to this. You gave me no choice but to go to this. I felt like you didn't love me. You know what I'm saying? You spit on me, you hit me, told me you didn't love me, told me you hated me, told me you wish I wasn't born. So I went to, like I say, I went to the people who loved me. And, my mama, she cried about it years later. She like, she admitted, she said, baby, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have treated you the way I did. And, typical black mother mad at the father and take it out on the son.
Right.
And that's what it was. I looked so much like my father, and he did her so wrong that when, I reminded her of him, and so she hated him, so it made her hate me.
Right.
And so she knows she pushed me to the streets. Because, man, look, I was supposed to be in that NFL doing all type of stuff. Man, I went to, I went to practice. When I was in school, I did good in school, you know what I'm saying? It's when I got out of school and went to the park. It
get ugly.
Got ugly. But like I say, I was one of the ones I started going to jail so early. It wasn't like I was 16, 17. I started going when I was 14, you know what I'm saying? So I got indoctrinated into this jail thing so early that it's pretty much for a minute I was just a lost cause.
So was your pops ever gang affiliated?
No, man, that square man, he was the police.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to work for Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he was sergeant at Southwest.
Dang.
So it was something that your mom and him just kicked it in.
Well, he left my life when I was one or two. One right before I turned 2. Him and her couldn't get along, so he left. And I didn't know him. I grew up thinking my sister's father was my father. Okay. Well, not thinking. No, I always knew he wasn't, but I loved him like he was my real father. I loved Brown. He won't, though. When me and my sister used to argue, that's my daddy. No, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Man's man.
Oh man, this man went to work every day. He worked for RTD, the bus system.
Yeah.
Every day for about 37 years straight. Never missed a day. He never hollered at me. He never hit me. He was never mean to me.
So why you think he couldn't reach you?
You got to look at the time. You know what I'm saying? This
Well,
man,
you already, okay, your mom asked, during that time, was he in?
well, he wasn't in my life when I started banging.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he had passed away by then.
Okay, respect.
Yeah, he
I
wasn't.
didn't know that. Okay, so you think if he was around, you probably wouldn't have been doing it, or was you just still trying to seek for that?
I couldn't say.
Yeah.
I couldn't say. That's something I never know, because mom's really wasn't mean to me like that until my youngest sister was born, his daughter.
Oh,
and so that's when she started showing her all the love. And she wasn't mean to me at first. It just happened one day. It's like, okay, I don't like you no more.
Yeah.
Like, huh? What is this? Because she doted on me. I got everything. I was like, I walked on water to her. Then when my youngest sister was born,
it was like a transition.
It was like it flipped. You know what I'm saying? Like everything went to her, and it's like, you get out of my life. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
And like you said again, it was more or less she was just hurt. And she clinged on to your sister's dad because the person before, which was your daddy,
But she harassed my sister daddy. Yeah, man, my mama was something. She ran him off.
So do you think it was more or less that she could have been still searching for your daddy? Your daddy could have.
She was hurt about him leaving.
Yeah.
She was
Why you see them when the first ones come around, the rest of them gonna catch hell from everything.
Yeah, he made it bad for anybody else.
This
He
man
made it
must have been a
bad.
real play. He must have really crushed.
He was he's from my mama's from Waco, Texas,
Okay.
and Pops was from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he must have put something on her because after him, a man didn't stand a chance. What?
He good. He gonna catch that hell.
Yeah, man. Because look, I had to jump in front of my father, which was my sister's father.
Yeah.
She would harass this man. He didn't want to do nothing. Go to work and come home in peace. She would just bug him. She tried to shoot him one day. I had to jump in front of the gun.
And
Mama,
you gonna
no.
take a bullet for him?
Man, I loved it, that man.
Yeah.
Man, that man was
Maybe
so
that's
cool
why
to
he
me.
ain't like it. She ain't like it because you started loving.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
I
out
don't know.
why she ain't like him. He sound like a hell of a dude.
Well,
Yeah, he's
see, you
a
gotta
good
look, by
dude.
the time I was 11, they weren't together no more.
Okay.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Because see, like, my situation was backwards. I was born into money. And my mama had so much money when I was young. I was born in Inglewood. And then, as times went on, whatever happened, I was at a young age, we got broke. And went to the, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to make ends meet, you know?
Yeah.
Make ends meet.
Yeah. Damn, that's deep. I ain't even know that.
Then,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's-
with her being mean, I'm like, okay, man. So I go outside, and I'm running with the fellas I was with around at the time when I first started going to the streets.
Yeah.
I couldn't run with them because when we first moved to the east side, we moved in a blood neighborhood. Right. And you gotta look. See, I had older cousins that was Crips out of Compton, and when I didn't even know what a Crip was, my cousin would come up to the house when we stayed on the west side still, and he would put me and my older cousin in a headlock and tell him, boy, when you get him, you gonna be a Crip. I said, nigga, what the heck is a Crip? I'm telling you. So and I worshiped him. Man, I worshiped the ground he walked on. So he put implanted in my mind, you gonna be a Crip. That's it. You know, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Boom.
You just knew what blue and you knew Chris.
Yeah, and I didn't even know the blue because people was just wearing anything. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we moved to where we moved to, all my little friends and they older brothers was Bloods. And I remember one time sitting on the porch, and my little partner Terry, his older brother, you know, they used to have something called 40 Pyru back then. And he told us, he said, man, when y'all gonna get on the set? And my little partner Terry and Mickey and them, they were like, man, when we get old enough, he looked at me, what you gonna do, little Ian? I'm like, I don't know, but in the back of my mind, all I kept hearing was my cousin, don't beat him. Don't beat one of them. Don't you beat one of them.
Yeah.
I was scared. I couldn't tell him that.
Yeah.
So as I got a little older, then Mom finally moved. So I was in transition. She moved over close to the neighborhood. But I'm in the 40s still, so I could have went 5 trailer, I could have went 4 trailer. What really kicked it off was I was coming out of store one day. Little kid, young, and some girls was crying. Some dude had slapped her. He was a blood. He slapped her. And I heard the girls crying about it. She was like, I hate them. Boo, boo, boo. She said, I bet they won't go over there and mess with them Crips in South Park. And I looked. Oh, it's some Crips in South Park. I said, oh, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
For real. I said, yeah.
You went looking for it.
Did I got to find them.
Yeah.
And you know, when we were staying, then I realized, oh, shoot, that ain't too
Right
right there.
Yeah.
And man, I went over there and I started getting cool with my little partners. One of my first main partners was my homeboy Looney.
Yeah.
And Looney, which was my, people always hear me talk about my homeboy Crazy Ray.
Yeah.
Looney was his cousin. And me and Looney, elementary school, and some other stuff coming up, I'm like, shoot, this is where I'm gonna be from.
Mm-hmm.
And so at a young age, we couldn't wait. Man, you gonna start gang banging? You gonna start gang? He's like, man, I'm ready when you're ready.
Yeah.
So, you know, he started telling me about 5 Trey and this and that. I'm like, man, yeah, that's what we gonna be from then.
Yeah.
So they all know him. So But because, yeah, Roger, my homeboy, this is where we gonna be from. That's South Park. Yep, that's me.
Ooh, that cake look good.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
So I
Get one of them,
I
boys.
jumped up one night and said, man, that's it. Now, by this time, this is when my mom turned on me.
Yeah.
I said, I'm sick of this, man. She put me out. I'm walking. When I'm walking, next thing I know, I looked up. I done walked up in South Park. And I said, you know what, man? Tonight is the night. I walked over. I seen all them dudes. It was pitch black. I just walked over there up on them. I say, man, look. They like, who are you? I told them. They like, what? They like, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it.
Yeah.
I went to the hospital the next day.
Banged up.
So how
Had
old was
a broke rib.
So how old you got put on?
About 12, right before I turned 13.
The OGs put you on?
My older homies, yeah.
They
Some of my homies in my age group too, though, because you basically say we grew up together. Because after they picked me up and put me on, I was there every day like clockwork. I was the first. Yeah, man. I was the first one there, the last one to leave. And it became family to me. Then when mom found out I was banging, oh man, yeah, she didn't know what it was at first. The lady who stayed next door, she knew I was banging because she started seeing the blue rags.
Yeah.
And she told my mama, she said, you know that boy gang bang. So mom's like, no, he don't hear. Yes, he do. So when mom finally realized, she, boy, you in the gang? I lied. I'm like, no. She's like, boy, you in the gang? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you around here? She couldn't say gang bang. She would say bang gang. You down here bang ganging? After that, it was all downhill. It was all downhill. By the time I was 14, the house had got shot up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she put me out.
On the West Coast, how it is in the South, that would be the equivalent of your mama running there. Boy, you selling drugs. You selling man selling drugs.
Yeah.
Why? Seems like the gang bang is like the dope game. It's the same thing. Owls get shot up. You might get robbed. You might get out. And it's just, there ain't nobody gaining nothing. It's
Right,
just
right.
going through the scorecard, the body card.
And this the cold part about it. The dude who shot my house up, me and him like this today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he from Village. And me and him cool. I can call him right now. We cool as a fan right today. Then we turned around and had a shootout in front of my mama house one day.
No, she tripping.
Man, mom's like,
You got to go. You got to get
I be telling people, I said, man, these dudes around here crying and whining. My mama put me out when I was 14 and I never lived with her again. I never lived with her again.
Say you ain't never took a shower, you didn't do none of that.
I would go over there and talk with her and kick it, but she wouldn't let me.
You couldn't spend the night.
I couldn't spend the night. Then as I got older, I got so much more into the gang scene. She didn't want me to park my car in front of the house. My sisters couldn't get in the car with me. She wanted nothing. Boy, look, get up out of here. But I can understand because I was doing
drawing heat.
Everybody, their mama was trying to kill me on that east side. I was
crazy.
doing some stuff.
So would you even go back then when you was before you went to prison at 22? So you ride through the
What's up?
Oh, every day.
I don't know. They might want some decisions. I want one too.
I knew y'all was in the middle.
No, you
It's
good.
all I thought about.
No, you fucking with some celebrities. I told you we celebrities.
You tell me that.
Me,
Me and my
him,
homeboy Crazy
him.
Ray.
Oh, my bad.
We
I'm sorry.
on
get
YouTube.
together.
You don't know the dude. They do famous on
And-
YouTube.
What's the name?
Where they at? Where they at? Every day
Let
we
me tell
pick
you.
somebody.
Hold on, let me finish the story.
That's all
What's
I
her
do. That's
name?
all I want to do.
Kiara.
You had on that dress
This is
code,
Kiara.
that
Give me that so you can tell-
you was
tell-
in
come
that
see
certain
you.
age
Where
group.
you at?
had
Yeah, the
that
Cheesecake
certain walk.
Factory.
Where we at?
Oh, we own it.
You gotta give me the information.
Oh, in
That was
Birmingham,
me.
Cheesecake Factory.
And
On
what-
the sun, in the sun.
And what's the best waitress? Come on, you
Oh,
gotta give me something.
Kiara, come see me specific. Kiara Pelmer is two of us.
Me and my homie.
All right, you got an Instagram?
I don't actually.
Get
You
up
ain't got
the next
Facebook?
day
You don't want no friends?
and just take
I
off.
don't use social media. Like, I
Straight
use
to the park,
TikTok.
kicking it.
She got TikTok, y'all. Y'all can
Yeah,
go find her on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok,
I
see my
get bored. I'm
TikTok.
like, come on, homie, let's go put some work in.
That's crazy.
And there we go. Look,
She don't know she amongst legends. She don't know this.
This is my Facebook. I didn't know.
No doubt
It's
about it.
Kiara Lachey
Man,
Zero
no
on TikTok.
Tell them again.
Kiara Lachey Zero on TikTok.
That's like
Y'all join on TikTok, y'all, man. We trying to get some motivation. We We promote people over here. Yeah, we don't.
If I had $5, $6 in my pocket,
Yeah, we live. We trying to have real discussion right now. But, you know, like, this a big YouTuber. That's a big YouTuber. Big YouTuber. So, you know, we be doing things.
go right on the walls and shoot it for us.
Everybody change their life over there.
Yeah, don't let me interrupt
No,
y'all.
you good. You part of the situation. What you mean? You part of this. Like, this is what we do. We elevate people. That's why I tell you, give you a shout out. Get your thing on, man. You got people looking. You know what I mean? Got get you some business. Y'all come over and give us some tips. They the Cheesecake Factory. She gonna give away everything for free. I'm telling you, get 2 for 1. Just come over and give us some tips. Yeah, we is. Because y'all already know the mouthpiece gonna go to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You got some stuff on your live ain't nobody on the internet ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
I know. That's why I told him, I said, I need to come down, man. We do some, man, because them the questions I like to ask, man, because that's some deep stuff, man. A lot of young kids, a lot of young absent men don't understand it. Like you said, mom and dad, you're already being looked at. A lot of young men, he went through the same thing with his mom, because he looked like me. He went through hell,
She
everything.
was mad at him about that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they get mad about that, man.
To this day. To this day, she can't. And I told her, man, I ain't talked to your mama damn near since you was 12.
Right.
This is 23.
Let me ask you, how many times have she ever told you look just like your daddy? She ever hit you with that one?
Sometimes.
All the time, huh? Yeah, man, I heard that so much. Man, you make me sick. You look just like your daddy. You act just like your, oh, man.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny about this story he telling? This was crazy about this shit. Me and him damn near got the same story.
Yeah.
Not real. But my mama ain't tripping about like with the mama, you know what I'm saying? That, but my mama had money. My mama was doing her thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she told me in prison, same shit. Man, this is my fault. I should have been doing this with you when I knew you was out here doing this. And she was over here dealing with a man and not really paying attention like that. You letting it do that. But then here go the cold part about it. Same way, all the same thing. Nigga got to go through that. I went there with my grandmother living out there. Living in the 60s. My mama tell him, nah, don't let him join no gang. And then the homie stay in the back house. There you go. I'm over in the hundreds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get the involved in it. And I got an uncle that's deep in the 60s from when it was West Side. They been in it since then. So then you got somebody that got this type of reputation, doing this type of shit. Oh yeah, I want to be him.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be that nigga right there. And then he go to the pen. He went to the
My mom was
pen.
doing dirt. My mom was cooking horses. My mom was running numbers.
Yeah.
That's how we had that money. I see my mom go to jail 3-4 times when I was this
So you
tall.
think she ain't want the heat? You was gonna bring heat to the house. You was
No.
trying to make-
By the time I got older and started doing my thing, she got a
She's
legit
got
job and stuff.
Yeah, but that's crazy because it's like everything he's saying, except all them time going to prison and shit. I didn't go to prison until later on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's crazy. Look, he say he played sports. I played sports. I'm getting recruited for basketball.
Yeah.
Nigga good in school. Nigga get out in the streets, be like, fuck that shit. I'm over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how I even end up in California. To be real on some real shit, I was fucking around in the streets in Forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And cracked at somebody. And the people came like, yeah, you got to go. You tripping. I got to get him away from here. You know what I mean? But you send me to a bigger beast.
Right.
They don't even know. You send me
you
to
didn't
a
know.
bigger beast.
Right.
And then you got my uncle. This who I look up to. I idolize this man. So you think I ain't going to follow his footsteps?
Exactly.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
that's why he said he worship the ground, his people.
My cousin
Yeah.
Walter.
Yeah.
Walter, when he told me that's what I was gonna be, it was pretty much written in stone. Because I remember when I was a little kid, Walter told me, he said, a man don't wash dishes. I quit right then and there. My mama beat me for a whole month. Because I would have to wash one night, my sister from me would have to wash one night.
Mhm.
And he said, a man don't, and my mama would beat me. I'd just be sitting there looking at her. What, wash them dishes? I was like, man, Walter said I'm a man. I don't
They
wash
got them
dishes.
dishes. Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it.
Dangerous influence, though.
Yeah.
He was a
That's why
dangerous-
she didn't like that. You got to go. You over
Stop him from even coming to the
I
house.
bet, because he a dangerous
He's influence, yeah.
When you look on the flip side as a man,
He was shit.
well, I don't
He could have taught, if he'd have taught me a different thing, better,
That's-
man, I'd probably be the president of the United
That's what
States
I'm
today.
saying. Hold him accountable because again, when you look at his life wasn't hell because that's why he put those rules in effect.
Right.
He wouldn't have to be accountable for the rules, like you said. If he had taught you, if you listen to everything he said to the point where you took ass whooping.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I collected comic books because he collected comic books. When he said he don't like a woman with makeup on right to this day.
There's no like one with makeup on. Yeah.
When he said a man don't wash dishes, I quit right then and there. Man, my man, this. I remember one night we came home, 1977. The Exorcist had just came out and Star Wars had just came out. We coming back from the movies. I just seen Star Wars. My night to wash the dishes. My mama said, well, wash them dishes. Woo, woo, woo.
After she done took you to the movie.
I wasn't doing it. Man, Walter said, man, don't wash dishes. And I was not finna wash no dish.
I know she said, you ungrateful Negro. I done took you to the movie.
But she found out later on it was him.
Oh,
It was him. She found out he was the one influencing me.
He gotta go.
Yeah, she told my auntie, which was Walter's mama, her sister. That boy can't come over here no more. He's filling his boy head up and stuff, and I don't want him over here no more. I'm like, the damage was done.
Yeah.
The damage was done.
So did you ever, question, did you ever, when you got put on, did you go looking for Walter and tell him you got put on?
When I got put on, he was in the pen. He was a San Quentin. But when I did see him again, right before he passed, I was full-fledged banging by then. I was so proud for him to see me.
Yeah, that shit crazy, ain't it? That shit crazy. I know that's crazy. Yeah.
You in there
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Say.
what's up, cuz?
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I'm like, yeah, check me out, fool. I'm just like you.
Yeah. Hey, my uncle come home and talking about, I've been hearing about you. I was like, ooh, yeah, I didn't put it. It's in the pen, nigga. I'm just putting in work.
No, because you got to look. He was still, in his mind, he was still from that culture too. So it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Your prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about the difference in LA. That's the norm. Where everybody wanted you to be.
It's a family thing. It's a family. Yeah. Everybody do it. That's why I say, when I got down, my uncle, he wasn't really saying, don't get down, but this is sister. You feel me? She say, this is my big sister. She say, don't do this, don't do it. I go down on the block on 8th Ave, nigga, get away from her. You D-money their nephew. Man, don't bring him down here. He can't, like, they'll run me out. So I got to go over here. But when niggas start getting out, then he come back 5 years later. Boy, I've been hearing about you in the pen. So I'm knowing, ooh, I done got big leagues. I done put my name in the pen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your nephew out there tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, you feel good about it. Like he said, that shit gonna make you look at like, oh man, he disappointed. He like, shit, you gonna get out there. You know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop the whoop. He wasn't like looking at me like, you wrong, you shouldn't have did this. He was much like embraced it. Gave the pop. That even turned it up even more. Oh yeah. Then look, he got a fire red 63. I'm talking about fire engine red riding through the hood and that whole like we in that boy like nigga don't give a damn like yeah I'm banging. We in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
And see, you asked me one thing about being institutionalized, going back, going in and out. In my generation, the generation before me and mine and one or two of them after me, we wanted to go to prison.
That was a strike.
That was we couldn't wait to go to YA.
Yeah.
Because here it is, we young, we ain't never, been to juvenile hall, so now here's we got homies that's getting out. They might be 16, 17, but to us they like, ooh. They
like the NBA stars.
Yeah, they done been to juvenile hall. Now they done been to Y. They get out on swole hair. That was a thing to get big and
get your hair long. Yep.
Get big and get your hair long. That was a great thing.
Yeah.
Get big, get your hair long. And so the homies getting out, they done got on swole little face. Their arms might have been this big. Us, they be big.
Yeah.
They got long braids. Like, oh, I can't wait to do that. So now we doing extra crazy stuff. Don't care if we get caught. Wanna go. Then it falls right over into the prison thing. I couldn't wait to go to prison. On my first case, I could have got a county lid. No county lid, send me to the pen.
Yeah.
I told the judge, no county lid, send me to the pen.
I need that.
I need to get up there with a homies at,
That's why you go to 4800.
Yeah.
That's why everybody go to the module. It's a rite of passage. You gotta go to the module. You got to. You ain't nobody unless you go to the module.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where everything go down
like
at.
how you said it's like back then. So okay, so now let's fast forward. When you talked about the generation, now where we at the generation, what do you see? And not the knock on the young to the YN, but from your politics now, are they? It's not the fact they're trying to go, but some of them telling them. They ain't trying to just go lay down.
A whole lot of them telling now.
Yeah. So back then in your part of time, again, okay, I gotta put it.
Put it like this here.
Really
Put it like this here. In this day and age, selling and snitching is more prevalent than it was in my generation.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's due to the difference in the atmosphere in LA, and it's difference in the time that they're giving out now. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you got a lot of more dudes that's telling now. I don't know
Why?
yeah, I don't know why all the way, but like I say, behind the time that they give out now, and it's just, you know, I mean, you can just look at the dudes in LA, they look different. You know what I'm saying? They walk different, they act different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the skinny jeans on, these little itty bitty shirts, but they ribs showing. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody wear a uniform no more. Ain't nobody got no creased up khakis, overalls, Pendletons.
Ain't no dick.
That's over
Ain't
with.
none of that. You know, only time you gonna see anything that even look close to that is on your set day. Only time dudes get G'd up is on their set day.
Or a funeral.
Or a funeral. Other than that, everybody walking around with dingy sweatpants on, shoes turned over sideways, nappy. They just out there just throwing up stuff. Just look like anything.
Really?
So yeah, so now you
Yeah, the hit up is different.
Yeah,
you know,
the hit up is different.
You know what got me? When I got out and I went back out there, rolled through, come out, nigga, homie come pick me up, we rolling. So I said, say, go by the house, go by my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? Because they had sold, I wanted to see it. So we ride, and I'm like, cuz, damn, what the fuck they done did? He talking about, what you talking about? Ain't no strike up on the wall.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
I'm
talking about nowhere. I'm so used to seeing gang graffiti all on every wall. That's how you know where you at.
Was leaving this neighborhood, going to this one, just read the wall.
Yeah.
You was gonna know. Dudes had arrows pointing like that. Whoopie, whoopie, whoopie. Had an arrow going that way. You know,
It'd be like this way. Let you know
Right.
this whole section us. Don't come on like this where you at. And then you'll see it change up because you'll see how everybody getting crossed out. Then you can tell where you at. You know what I mean? And I'm riding with him, and he like, nah, the city came and they, you know what I'm saying? They be tripping about that. I'm talking about, I ain't never seen South Central. Me, never seen it just clean.
Nothing.
No graffiti. You might see a few tags, but I'm talking about no gang graffiti unless you go deep in the alley somewhere.
Right. Yep.
But in the around the buildings, like all those buildings, I don't give a damn if it was a barbershop. It struck up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if the corner market, the barbershop, the beauty shop, the pet store. I don't give a damn. The auto body shop. Everybody struck.
Think now because of that whole situation debacle with the '60s, do you think now it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say the feds that came and dismantled, but they done put a monkey wrench in the whole politics of everything to the point where people got the young ones out of control versus the ones that don't want to go to prison for anything.
It's a disconnection between. It's a disconnection between generations.
Yeah.
It tripped me out because in LA now, like when I was coming up, I worshiped the ground my big homies, my OG homies walked on. If my big homie said it, it was law. Nowadays, youngsters don't give a dang about what they big homies talking about. They don't respect them no more. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at all what they went through when that rock cocaine era hit. A lot of big homies got smoked out. They don't respect them no more. Then as other stuff start coming in, them youngsters start feeling like, man, they steering us, they having us do this and do that, but they ain't with this and that, you know. And you know, some of the older dudes messed up by guiding them youngsters the wrong way. But then you got to look at the police. The police so smart, they knew if we take out the leadership, it's gonna lead them to raise themselves, and that's what happened. They knocked all the older homies out, started giving them out 1,000 years, making sure they couldn't come back. So it left the young homies out there to for themselves to learn it the best way they can. And so we'll get mad at them because they not doing it how we did it, but now we weren't there to show them or teach them because they locked us away like the way they did. So now when we do start getting out and we see these youngsters doing it in a different type way, we get mad at them, but now they mad at us. So now it's like, you know, man, forget what them old dudes were talking about, man. We gonna do it how we want to do it. And so now it just, you know, it created a vacuum, a big disconnection.
But see, okay, but let's put the other twist on it though. It started before that though. It started way before that, because when I come in, you had them G homies, they was just fighting and had a few pistols. But you go in the module with them, they had this standard of what cricket was. Then here we coming, we got another standard. And then they coming in feeling like, okay, do this. Let me see if he gonna do this. Let's see you and me, and if I don't respond the way they think I'm supposed to respond, then guess what? I'm in the module, you gonna smash on me.
Right,
You're gonna try to say this, y'all gonna do all this stuff. You're gonna put the enemies on me and see what's gonna happen. And then that's when all that started happening, because when I first went to jail, I went to the module, they was doing that.
Right.
I remember when I came, I tell dudes all the time, this should be funny. I said, I remember when I was in the county one time with Big Lurch from UG. We up there, he fighting a murder case. I'm up there, we chilling. So some homies up, and he said, some homies over there for 111. I go, I don't know these niggas. They down on the bench one from the penitentiary.
Right.
They like, man, who are you, man? It's like, yeah, I'm a punk it, woo woo. Who put you on? So I tell them, come on. They take me to the telephone like a little kid. Put the cord in there. You call homie, what's up, woo woo? And they get the phone. What's up with cuz right here, cuz? What's up? They ask all these questions, and then they turn around and talking about, well, where bring that? What's up? They answer, get me phone. Cuz, what's up with this nigga right here, cuz? What's up? Get the rundown. Now I know they telling them he legit. They ain't give a damn. They tossed my motherfucking ass up. When we got in the back there, we on 9500. Man, they tossed me up.
Vietnam.
They tossed me up anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then had me like, nigga, what, you gotta wear 40? Yeah, let me get that. You know what I'm saying?
On some vulture type
man,
stuff.
they handle me. I don't even know these homies now. I'm feeling some type of way. And then you get out, and then you still got certain homies feel like you say they started smoking or whatever, and then you be like, y'all can't do them homies like that. Them G's, y'all gotta respect them. They have a big meeting. Now y'all wanna whoop on niggas for us. Man, the nigga been socked me out in the alley.
Right.
And took everything. And I don't supposed to say nothing. Like it was that
disconnection.
And it had that I ain't gonna say the velocity of it just had it where it was messed up, but it still had you like, okay, here comes such and such, man, I'm finna go.
Right.
When you one-on-one, if I catch a homie one-on-one, it's going, nigga, fuck you, nigga, what's up, like, you know what I mean?
I had that same kind of situation.
Yeah, but
I pushed the line so hard that if them little youngsters, when I would get out, like I say, I didn't know them. I'd see them like, who are you? Now I'm testing them. You know, you will always be testing.
Yeah.
Either I'm gonna start making them fight. Hey man, y'all get out. Let me see what y'all gonna do.
Yeah.
Or get in the car. You know what I'm saying? We finna go put some work in and woo. And you know, like I say, some of them take to it, some of them don't. You know, it'd be a hit or miss thing.
But see, that shit wrong though. When you really think about it in the totality of it all, it's really wrong because it's like, man, y'all put us in the mix to be doing shit based on y'all standards, but then not understanding this shit didn't change.
Right.
Nigga, y'all came when it was just a little fighting and a little pistol, well, more fighting and just a little pistol play. They dropped that crack in the streets, then they dropped all them. Remember that? You might not have been out. Yeah. So they dropped the container open over there in Long Beach, and all the AKs hit the street. Okay, they dropped all the AKs on the street. Now you got this crack. You got niggas shooting fully armed 60-round clips coming through. Yeah, you can't tell me you got locked up in 79. You come back in 84. You can't tell me shit.
Right.
I ain't listening to you. You ain't been out here,
look,
bro. You can't. What are you gonna tell me, nigga? You can't tell me nothing.
It just happened that way.
Yeah.
With me being in jail all the time, I noticed it in jail. Like, you know, dudes from my generation and before me, we going to prison, and we with it with these Mexicans. We with the fighting, gunplay, knife, all that. But as years went by, I started noticing the younger generations of brothers coming in. They coming in scared to pick up a knife. You know what I'm saying? They'll fight, but they didn't want that knife play. And so so now it's falling back to us who've been sitting in prison all this time dealing with these Mexicans. We got to keep dealing with them because these Mexicans gonna stab. But brothers coming in, they want to fight, but these Mexicans ain't fighting, they stabbing.
They stabbing. So that's a good, man. That's a good question. Okay, so now let me ask you this question. Let me see how I want to word this. Okay, so we all out here in the streets, the big homies that got locked up. You got second generation, third generation, the baby homies. So in that accord, do you think, right, if you get locked up, we just on our resume, because we all got a resume. If you get locked up, say you 17, you don't come back until we just gonna say 28. Mm-hmm. Can you say your cripping is solid, solidified? Because you got to think. You got put down at 14. You probably ain't really did too much until you about 16, 17 or sent you to prison. You gone that amount of time. Does that prison time or that YA time count towards your cripping, or is it just simply in the streets?
No, it count. I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. It count because if you went in if you didn't have no smut on you when you went in, you wasn't no telling and wasn't this and that. You went in. When you do all this time and get out, dudes gonna look at you like, yeah, man, the homie just did all the time up there. Woo, woo. They gonna put you on a pedestal. Like, that's how it go.
Okay, but now I'm just saying, like, okay, look at it like this. Let me turn it this way. If me and you got locked up, we was out here doing, twisted. We out here twisting shit. So then we gone. Then how is our resume for this still substantial? Because we been gone. You see what I'm getting at?
Right, but see, that's sort of like the problem I had with my last video when my homies got mad at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They like, well, dang, too, you talking about you did 40 years behind bars. You wasn't even out here to do this and this and this. So what you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's just how it is. You like I say, as long as you wasn't, boo-boo before you went in.
Yeah.
Just because you went in and did 20 years, you still get out. You still good. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Even though the 20 years you was gone, these dudes might have been out here doing more than you.
Yeah.
You still don't make you bad. That just make you still good.
Yeah.
You just a G homie now.
Then
they got out and did a lot of time.
I be telling dudes this. I said this is just my opinion on it, right? This is just my personal opinion. If you didn't get it, if you did some criminal like me, I got about 6 years on that resume, solid. Didn't get wiped off the board. So what I did in prison don't count. It don't really count, like, cause you can't. I'm not getting that number. Cause you remember
I can't
when we go.
Say that. Let me
I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Because you gotta look at the reason why I can't say that, because when I went to prison still representing the set.
But you was in Cali.
Wait, listen.
Yeah.
No matter where I was at, in prison.
Okay.
I'm representing the set. I'm in there getting into it with people. And can't nobody say I never ran from no other race. Can't nobody say I punked the game. Can't nobody ever say that I didn't put on. I'm in there getting in rides for the set. I'm doing
right.
all
Okay.
the
Yeah.
representing the set
I see what you. Okay.
jail now.
Okay. I see. Yeah. But that. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
She ain't getting no tip. She don't get no tip. She messed up the picture.
See, that was one of the things I said to my homeboys. I'm like, man, y'all talking that talk. Yeah, I might have did 40 years of my life behind bars, but them 40 years I did behind bars, well, I made the set look good every day of my life in there.
Yeah.
So
when you look at it in that aspect, I just look at it when people be talking about, we're gonna say,
TikTok.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it. To me, it don't count because of that one reason. When you say that, when a nigga say,
Hey, we doing it separate.
it don't matter. Y'all gonna get some? You want some cake or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some in a minute.
Yeah. Well, we finna finish.
So that's just like, okay.
But hold on, let me say this, because I don't want that catching in my
got-
mouth. If a nigga say you put me in work, you feel me? That's why I say it.
Yeah, but you in jail putting in work though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Many shoot terms I did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm putting in work for the set in jail. And I said, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of my homies that came to the pen back in the 80s. When they stepped through the door, the first thing they hear, hey man, where you from? Fire Trey. Oh man, your homie cartoon.
Yeah.
I did my thing. I just did it in there.
Yeah.
I'm doing all I can do in here.
Yeah. Facts. I just said it just, you know what I'm saying, on that aspect when dudes be trying to stress that. And this is that basically where this is coming from, it's outside of California. You feel what I'm saying? Outside of California, because what did you say? It's a tradition, it's a rite of passage. So that right there don't equate over here in these other states because it's totally different. You see what I'm saying? This not a thing where this got passed down generation to generation. I got down because my daddy was on, or my mama might have messed around, or my brother, or something like that, and we just went into it that way and it was already established. It's not like that. So that's why I said that, because I be looking at it and they think because nigga, you a one-hit wonder, that make you know what I'm saying, that don't make you that. Because you don't have to do that. Like, you know what my uncle told me? My uncle told me, rest in peace, I'm going to tell you D-Money. You know what he told me? Boy, you pull that thing one time, all you got to do is pull it one time, you're going to have to pull it for the rest of your life. So make a good decision when you decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to live up to that. Because if you do that one time, everybody that do that, they're going to be looking for you.
Right. I'll give you another example. Like, like Black Dog 111.
Yeah.
Black Dog a legend.
Rest in peace.
All the stuff he did in prison, you don't think when you would say, man, when he went to prison, he put 111 on his back in there
Yeah.
and made sure that the name 111 look good behind them walls.
Right.
So all that count.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
that count.
Yeah, when it comes to that aspect, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But that was the only one thing I was discrepancy with dudes I be talking to that be out of state. Like that right there,
That's one of
it's
the
a
things I
different.
always get into with dudes about.
It's a difference.
They twist. You cannot take what's going on out of state and twist it with what's
What's
going on in
yeah,
California.
exactly,
It's two
exactly.
different total worlds.
It's exactly. That's what I'm saying. Look what she be telling you talking about. If you pushing the line, you still repping it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nobody ask you nothing, Britannia.
Cause look, my thing was when we would get into a domestic, my thing was
Yeah.
I got to show out. I can't, I don't want nobody to be able to call back to the streets and say, man, your homeboy cartoon ran. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing about it. You wouldn't have been able. You wouldn't have been knowing how big you was at the time. You wouldn't have been able to run nowhere.
Yeah, because it go. We got homies we done kicked off the set a few times behind what they did in prison. Because it's gonna come back to the streets. It's gonna come back. You did, hey man, we had words you did Blase Skippy when you was in the pen or when you was in YA. And you know what I'm saying, man, you gotta get on up out of here, homie. You punk the game. You make the set look bad in jail. You got to get up out of here,
Wow. Okay. So do you think back then, even at that time, you was fire trained, when you came over to Limestone and you did a little bit, because you was even on whatchamacallit, shout out to my homeboy Dante. You was on Dante Network. Weren't you on Dante? I was on the show too as well, because the whole thing about the Mark thing, right? So my thing was, even with that, and I know Bloods was big and Cripple was big during that time, but did they follow the same politics Limestone did as they did on the West Coast?
Limestone, I'm gonna say, Limestone is just one prison in Alabama. I've been to 7 different prisons in Alabama.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got.
And
Hold on, you want to hold that story? All right, y'all, we finna get on up out of here. We've been on here an hour and a half. We gotta eat dessert. We're gonna kick some more real conversation the next time. Y'all tune in, subscribe, share the video, man, and tune in to
you might have
wanted the plug.
You might have wanted to hear this last little bit right here.
Okay,
You might want to hear this was deep.
Now, what's the channel? Y'all gonna plug that boy? Y'all go join Cross, man, and hit him up where they can find you at.
Man, you already know the Plug Podcast by KrossYaHeart. All platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Google KrossYaHeart. You're going to be seeing a lot of bunch of stuff. We're going to start putting a lot of vlogs out. One of them we're putting together, the one with cartoon and stuff, and hopefully we're going to do a lot more of the stuff, dog. We're going to reach this whole area over here in the South, so y'all going to keep on looking, dog. So stay plugged in.
Yeah, go on, tell the story. We already.
I was gonna say, man, y'all want to catch some of my videos? Just go to Foundation Nation or either Cartoon 53.
Facts.
But
I'm gonna let you get this last story.
When I first got locked up in Alabama, 1996, they was banging. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they was. Let me show you something. When I went to the
folks during that time, and then I crossed.
There's a lot of disciples in Alabama.
Yeah.
But when I went to the county jail, the 9th floor was the rough floor. They would ask you downstairs, what are you? Are you Crip, Blood, Disciple? Because if you didn't let them know, you would be put in the wrong block sometimes, and you gonna get your brains beat completely out your head. And so, but I'm coming out, let them know I'm Crip, so boom. By the time I went to prison, after I did backslide from Christ and got back into that gang banging thing, man, I went through so many ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? Because, they had LA politics mixed in with Chicago politics.
Gotcha.
It was so mixed up and twisted. I went through years of getting into it, dude. Like, no, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't say this, we don't say that, and boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So it started. I was always going through something. But man, when I first got locked up, I gave them such a game problem. They were finna kick me out the state and send me to the feds.
Wow.
They would lock me up like 2 years at a time and just, put my name on the door. Like, man, you ain't getting out.
Yeah.
And I gave them problems with that gang thing that they had never really experienced before, the way I brought it. But I'm trying to tell them, like, man, the stuff I'm out here doing is what I'm used to doing in California, but they wasn't used to that like that.
Facts.
And so they was like, man, we gonna send you to the feds because we sick of your gang mess, we sick of this, sick of that. And I met some down dudes out here though. I'm talking about they might not have been doing it the way we do it in LA, but the little bit they did though, they was doing it to the fullest.
Right.
I done ran across some cats where I had to say, hey man, are you from LA? You know what I'm saying? They were like, no, I'm from Alabama, but they was down.
They do not.
They was down, yeah. And so I would bond with them
Yeah.
and like start teaching them and showing them stuff.
Right.
That's what the administration didn't like about it. Because I mean, every prison I went to, I would
Right.
gather up all the cribs.
Yeah.
And it was like a little army where the administration would tell them, administration, when I was in Ventress, they locked me up one time. Man, all the Crips grouped up and bum rushed the ship. I was like, man, y'all don't let our big homie out, man. We finna tear everything up. They had to come get me out my cell and say, please, man, talk to them dudes, man. We don't want this problem. I have to tell everybody, man, y'all stand down, man.
Yeah.
They finished shipping me, which I wanted to be shipped. Y'all just don't even trip. But I was going through a lot of ups and downs, and downs with dudes doing different stuff. But
Guess what? Before we go, I want you to expound on that because I really want to talk about that, but you know we don't get in nobody's business. But that part you said about meeting these dudes that don't be knowing, and then they was really down for that shit.
Right.
So how did that make you feel knowing that? For as they didn't have the knowledge, but they was really down for the cause.
I embraced them because I seen they down this.
Right.
I
So it don't
embraced
matter if they didn't have it right.
No, because I would teach them. They worth teaching.
Yeah, there you go.
I would bond with them like, come here, homie, now. This is how this go, this how that go. And they be like,
Yeah.
oh man, you know, they told me on the street. I was like, yeah, somebody told you wrong. This how it go.
Right.
And they be like, all right, I got it now.
Okay,
and
yeah.
some stoned down riders. So man,
Yeah.
I can name you
I
so
like,
many dudes
yeah.
I met
See,
out here.
I wanted you to say that again. I wanted
Yeah.
people to hear you say that because you know it's some things in the air, you know, but we ain't gonna give them no light. But there's some things in the air about that, and I just be saying, man, you can't get mad at them because they was standing on business.
They was standing on it.
They was standing on
talking about-
business.
When I tell you,
So yeah,
I met some dudes out here so down, homie. I'm talking about man, I met some riders. Homie.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
I already
make
know.
some
I
dudes
already
in
know.
LA look like they Google.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm talking about, and then a lot of people thought Alabama was slow.
Yeah.
That's why.
Man, I done ran across some dudes in Alabama run circles around a dude out of California,
Yeah.
and we didn't know it.
Yeah, Alabama.
We didn't know it. I didn't know it until I got out here.
But I told you. But
And
what
then-
I say? The game come from the South.
Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Yeah, the game come from the South. There's some of the most slickest and dangerous niggas you want to meet be out that country.
Exactly.
They be super dangerous. And they'll play with them knives.
Man, they play with everything.
Yeah, they play with
That's
them
just like
knives.
I be telling my homies.
They play with that metal.
They talk about Birmingham. They, man, we come out there. I said, homie, you will come out here and die. That's what you would do.
You can't come.
Yeah.
It's not. They don't care nothing about where you from. California is not the big bad wolf no more.
Yeah, they don't
Different.
care.
Every state done caught up. I said, out here in Alabama, man, you come out here talking that because you from here, they're here from there. They gon' knock your head off and send you back
They
to your mama in a
tap
bag.
dancing like Sammy Davis Jr.
That's
We
right.
used to say it when I used to be around here, boy in the South. I say, hey man, hey, we don't talk slow, we listen slow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, we ain't talking slow, we just listening slow.
That's real.
Hey, you know what my uncle in the country used to tell me in East Texas? And we go down in I'm talking about deep in the woods. He go, man, I be down there trying to holler at the female. He said, man, you can't come down here and fast pimple, you got a square pimple.
Yeah.
What the hell is square pimple?
Yeah.
You got a square pimple. I was like, man, I had to took me some years to figure that out.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Got to slow down. You know what I'm saying?
Slow
Just
down.
listen fast and talk slow. You know what I'm saying?
Been them corners slowly.
Yeah,
You know?
man, we out of here, man. We done kicked it, gave y'all some good knowledge, man. This is the welcome back live. That's gonna be a little
He
bit.
say eat
Yeah, just a little bit of something.
Little bit,
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah,
We finna eat some cheese.
we finna eat some cheesecake. We finna show out, and yeah, we been here, man. We done
Salute
did our thing.
everybody, man.
Salute, man. Y'all got an hour and a half, man. The video, man. Y'all got some information he don't even drop on his own. He didn't even drop it on his own channel.
That's
You know what I'm
real.
saying?
That's
Because he
real.
messed with your boy.
right.
So this we get the exclusive. Yeah, and we're gonna take a picture for the thumbnail too. So y'all stay tuned. We out.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little comeback for you right there.